People don't be realizing that sometimes they are granted a second chance. They're given another chance to make some shit right. And I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. And I do believe in God. And when I say God, I mean the source of creation. Whatever that means to whoever, there exists a creator, you know? But the point is, I believe we come to earth with a mission, something that we have to fulfill and carry out, a duty that we was given. And depending on the person determines whatever the duty is. Maybe for some people, it's like they didn't finish some work in their past life, so they come back in this lifetime to complete their mission or whatever the case is. Now, I'm a firm believer in intuition, wit, premonition, foresight, whatever you want to call it. Like, if you're going to be faced with a challenge, sometimes you get a warning. Most times you get a warning. If it's something that you're not doing right, there are different ways that spirit will let you know you might want to hold off on that. You might want to pump your brakes. Proceed with caution. But a lot of people have made a lifestyle out of operating through their egos. I've wrestled with ego for quite some time of just trying to make sense of it. What's the purpose? What's the use? So, you know, I had a negative outlook on ego. But on the contrary, the ego can be something beneficial to oneself, meaning like you can encourage yourself. Like when you might be scared to face something and you got this, you superwoman, you Superman, you know what I'm saying? That type of thing, that ego boost. But some people done took the ego and ran with the shit. And I feel like people who succumb to their ego, maybe they develop their ego. Some people, not all cases, but some people, their egos was developed like through childhood trauma as like a coping mechanism or something in that nature. You know, an unhealthy ego. So sometimes people find their egos as a safe space or a safe place to be, right? So they operate out of their ego. They you know, yeah, like you know how it go. Like some people full of themselves, and some people with their ego mixed with intelligence can sometimes be a deadly combination, right? And some people use their ego and intelligence to con people, to drain people of their resources, whether that be your energy, your sex, food, a place to stay, some type of resource, renting free space in your head, where motherfuckers try to have you figuring out their issues. Needless to say, that ego is one hell of a drug, I tell you. And I've seen so many people succumb to that. I think it is important to be self-aware and to have a positive outlook on self. But if your deeds don't match your words, what are we doing, honey? What are we doing? You know? But all I gotta say, basically, some people egos are going to lead them down a path of destruction. Because in some cases, people tend to ignore logic and operate fully out of their ego without thinking about consequences or the detrimental effects that it'll have on them when they are misusing their ego. But one thing about it, and two things for sure: if you ain't living right, no matter how much you may push religion and all of that stuff away, you have a connection to your higher self, and that higher self has a connection with the all, and the all gives a fuck about you so much that they will give you fair warning that some shit about to come down the pipeline. If you choose to ignore the message, if you choose to not heed the warning, okay. And as a result, you get to see people front and center navigating through their karma. And that, my friends, is sad, you know, especially when it could be those that you care deeply for. It'd be sad as fuck to see that they're going through it and it ain't really shit you can do about it. But those are the lessons that they have to learn, and that's their cross to bear. Don't let your ego get you fucked up. Food for thought.